If there's ever an art book you're going to read, let it be The Art Spirit by Robert Henri. So today I'm going to share a few of my favorite quotes from this book. No matter what your art medium is, these words are gold. Art is simply a result of expression during right feeling. It's a result of a grip on the fundamentals of nature, the spirit of life, the constructive force, the secret of growth, a real understanding of the relative importance of things, order, balance. Any material will do. After all, the object is not to make art, but to be in the wonderful state which makes art. What we need is more sense of the wonder of life and less of this business of making a picture. The object isn't to make art, it's to be in that wonderful state which makes art inevitable. Art, when really understood, is the province of every human being. It is simply a question of doing things, anything, well. It is not an outside extra thing. When the artist is alive in any person, whatever his kind of work may be, he becomes an inventive, searching, daring, self-expressing creature. He becomes interesting to other people. He disturbs, upsets, enlightens, and he opens ways for better understanding. Where those who are not artists are trying to close the book, he opens it, shows that there are still more pages possible. The world would stagnate without her, and the world would be beautiful with her, for she is interesting to herself, and she is interesting to others. She does not have to be a painter or sculptor to be an artist. She can work in any medium. She simply has to find the gain in the work itself, not outside of it. A painter should be interested not in the incident, but in the essence of his subject. Here is an emotional landscape. It is like something thought, something remembered. Reveal the spirit you have about the thing, not the materials you are going to paint. Reality does not exist in material things. Rather, paint the flying spirit of the bird than its feathers. Try to reduce everything you see to the utmost simplicity. That is, let nothing but the things which are of the utmost importance to you have any place. The more simply you see, the more simply you will render. People see too much, scatteringly. A landscape has got to mean a great deal to anyone before it can be painted in any worthwhile way. It is harder to see a landscape than to paint it. This is true because there are lots of clever people who can paint anything, but lacking the seeing power, paint nothing worthwhile. The technique used to express a dull idea is of the nature of the idea, and however skilled it may be, it is still dull. The technique of a fine idea is likewise born of the idea, and is like its parent. Seeing is not such an easy thing as it is supposed to be. The grip of a line. Note how a line takes hold. It hooks the vital parts together. It binds the composition. Look well at the model and look well at the drawings of masters, and you will see why I speak of the hook of a line, which grips. Critical judgment of a picture is often given without a moment's hesitation. I have seen a whole gallery of pictures condemned with the sweep of an eye. I remember hearing a prominent artist on entering a gallery declare, "My 8-year-old child could do better than this." The subject of the charge was a collection of modern pictures with which the artist was not familiar. There were pictures by Matisse, Cézanne, and others, works of highly intelligent men, great students along a different line. The works, whatever anyone might think of them, were the results of years of study. The critical judgment of them was accomplished in a sweep of an eye. All kinds of critics, professional, artist, student, and lay critics, are prone to bring with them their preconceived ideas. Many of them are outraged if they do not find what they expect. Such people want peace. They want no new sensations, and they want nothing that is hard to get. The technique of painting is very difficult, very interesting. There is no end to the study of technique. Yet more important than the lifelong study of technique is the lifelong self-education. In fact, technique can only be used properly by those who have definite purpose in what they do. And it is only they who invent technique. Otherwise, it is the work of parrots. She paints like a woman going over the top of a hill, singing. One of the greatest difficulties of an art student is to decide between his own natural impressions and what he thinks should be his impressions. When the majority of students and the majority of so-called arrived artists go out into landscape, saying they intend to look for a motive, they too often mean unconsciously enough that it is their intention to look until they have found an arrangement in the landscape, most like some of the other pictures they have seen and liked in the galleries. 100 times, perhaps, they have walked by their own subject, felt it, enjoyed it, but having no estimate of their own personal sensations, lacking faith in themselves, pass on until they come to this established taste of another. And here they would be ashamed if they did not appreciate, for this is an approved taste, and they try to adopt it because it is what they think they should like, whether they really do so or not.